somewhere in the world, there's governments just making fatal mistakes
all the time,
and it's pushing people to Dubai all the time. So in London, in England at the moment,
USA now more. Mexico's happening as well.
Canada,
Canada.
People, they want stability. They want, they don't want crazy high taxes.
What I've also told you a few times, like you see a lot of YouTube videos, but most of them are just promoting the cracking links, for example. That affiliate, and then they make money, but you don't really get the real information somehow, and you don't trust because it's just like a clickbait thing, so it's hard to find.
We are all products of our environment. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you live...
Welcome, Stuart.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Pleasure.
So you are now in Dubai.
I am.
Since how many months?
I got here in April. We're now in January, so that is 8 months.
8 months.
8 months. It's gone by like that.
It's crazy how quick the time goes, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
It's amazing. And you are in the crypto segment, and you're doing watch videos. So we will dive deep into these topics.
Yeah,
it's very interesting. We have a lot of people who are relocating here, who are thinking to come here and to do crypto and trading. So it's I think a big, interesting topic. So what did you do beforehand, before you relocated with your family to the UAE?
So before I relocated, I was working a normal job. I was a firefighter in England. I still technically am. I'm on a sabbatical, but probably going to hopefully, move on from that because crypto's doing well. But yeah, so I started investing in crypto in 2017.
That's when you already still was a firefighter.
I wasn't a firefighter then, actually. No, I was a firefighter in 2018, 2019. I've been a firefighter for 6 years now. So originally, when I got into crypto, I was working actually for a financial regulator in London. But because I did quite well in crypto, it allowed me to sort of step away from the career in finance and pursue a childhood dream of being a firefighter. So I had a great time with the fire brigade. But because crypto's starting to take off, and because I bought lots when things were very low, I just really wanted to move somewhere in a tax-friendly environment. And
but you give up your job, as you say, your childhood dream. I know it's a dream of a lot of people if they can get into it.
Yeah. So, but I have a little bit of an entrepreneurial spirit, and so I wanted to come to Dubai to pursue that as well.
You've been here to Dubai before? You come here?
Yeah, on 4 occasions I've been here on holiday, and really enjoyed it. But when I was thinking about, so basically after the 2021 bull run in crypto, you were there during that time. It was great. I paid a very large tax bill, and it sort of scars you, handing over a amount of money that would take you 10, 12 years to earn in your day job to the tax man is quite painful. And also I like doing trading. So I don't just buy the crypto, hold it, but I also use a bit of leverage and, bet whether it's going to go up or down. And that gets taxed even more. It's almost not worth doing because if you win a trade, you pay income tax on it.
Automatically in the trading platform?
No. Yeah. No, you don't pay it automatically. The accountant sorts it out at the end of the year.
Or if they don't find out?
Ultimately, they have accounting software that links your finance account or whatever account you're using to.
So if you have that trading platform,
they see everything.
They see it.
Yeah. Unless you're going to trade on a trading platform without them knowing. But you're getting into murky waters there, and you risk putting yourself in prison. So I wouldn't advise anyone doing that.
So as soon as you cash out, that's where you have to be careful.
Once you cash out on a trade, you've got to know that that's a taxable event, and that the tax man will want, depending on what, how much you're making and what bracket you're in, he'll want maybe like 40% for the UK people. And if you lose a trade, that's not write-offable. That's just you've lost a trade. You can't then offset that against the profitable trades. You just lose that money. So it's not fun doing that in the UK. But here in Dubai,
but how did you know about Dubai? That okay, you come here, but how did you know you can do that kind of business or carry on your personal trading in the UAE?
Yeah, just through research on the internet. Because a lot of people, it's quite a known thing. 0 income tax, 0 capital gains tax.
And then you thought, okay, this could be a destination to do it.
Yeah. I Googled all the places in the world that are, tax friendly towards Bitcoin. And there's a lot of places. But there's very few places that have 0 income tax and 0 capital gains tax. And of the other 1 or 2 places that there are, that would be possible for you to go and live in, because there's other jurisdictions where maybe they're offshore islands and you just can't even get a residency there. But of those places, Dubai is by far the most developed, that has the infrastructure that you would want if you were an entrepreneur or someone who's working in the crypto space. It's turned into a bit of a global hub for crypto.
Yeah.
So
100%.
It's
amazing.
This is kind of really where you want to be. Now, to be honest, I'm here living since April, so 8 months. It's not like I've dived into all the crypto community and I'm best friends with everyone. Everyone's busy living their own lives and stuff. But still, I have just the friends that I have made just from where I live, or being at the pool, being at the gym. There's actually quite a few of them are in crypto as well, so it's quite nice.
Yeah, it's a hidden number in the end. Even by us, I don't know, maybe every 4th inquiry is a
crypto person.
Crypto basis. It's amazing. But so you made the research before coming here, and then you who did you get in contact with the Joshua you mentioned?
Yes.
So on YouTube, you saw his video.
Yeah. So Joshua Tharby, shout out to Josh. I came across his videos on Instagram or YouTube. I think it was YouTube actually is where I first came across him. And that was through me searching, sort of trying to find information on how to move to Dubai.
You also found other people doing that?
Yeah, I did find a couple of other companies as well. But I went with Josh because he said all the right things, reassured me that everything that I wanted to do was possible, was very knowledgeable, and the price was the most competitive as well. So, yeah. And then he passed me on to you. So
we collaborate with Josh. So then you say okay, so you choose the right path in the end, seeing Josh, and we are doing the rest of the business for you. Yeah. So everything went well, or
yes. Moving to Dubai, it really couldn't be much easier, to be honest. As long as to be honest, if I hadn't have used a company like yourselves, it would have been quite daunting.
Yeah.
Because it is a different system over here.
Yeah.
But the system that they have here is actually very good, and it's years in front of the immigration system that we have in the UK. But it's all through apps on your phone, are very convenient, easy to keep track of. But without knowing, because the laws and the rules are quite different, I would have struggled without using a company like yourselves, because it is, when you're new and you don't know anything, it's hard to know where to begin.
Yeah, exactly. You lose a lot of time, and time is money in the end. Well, in the end, it makes it easy for anyone actually to move here, to relocate here, open a business. That's a good thing. I think, as you mentioned, when you compare other countries, there's no 0%. And it's not that easy to move to a different country, is it? You don't know. It's just so westernized in the end.
100%. And the crazy thing is what a lot of people perhaps don't realize is you don't have to have a job to move here. You can, because of our passports, you can, there are other ways of moving here. You can just basically, I came here on an investor visa just because, you know, and I wouldn't have necessarily known that was an option or how to navigate that. And so, yeah, it's all possible. So
then you come here with your wife, 2 kids,
2 kids, 5-year-old and a 1-year-old.
Also a big risk, in the end. Because you come with a family. You're not like, say, a sole entrepreneur, and then you say you're giving up your life in the UK for something, a new adventure.
Sold.
Of course, you've been here
sold our apartment,
you know, and you just come here and then you're doing your business, you're doing your trading and going to another levels. It's like you risk taker.
Yeah, 100%. I am a risk taker for my good and for my detriment. So it's a double-edged sword. But I've heard people like Jeff Bezos say things like, in life it's, you know, I want to mitigate my regrets at the end of life. And we tend to not regret what we did. We tend to regret what we didn't do.
Yeah.
And I just thought, you know, I will regret if I don't pursue this vision I have of pursuing the crypto as hard as possible and really trying to create some generational financial freedom. That is the goal. And, you know, doing it here in Dubai makes it twice as likely
you made it. And I don't know anyone, and if you like say you're a police officer or you are a firefighter, it's a safe job, isn't it? And then you can see you're a risk taker in the end. No one would maybe switch that kind of, not in Germany. I wouldn't know anyone. The people who can get into it, they will stay there for all their life, you know?
Yeah, no, 100%. The majority of people in the fire brigade, you're there for the 30 years because if you do your 30 years, you get a very valuable pension that makes retirement quite comfortable.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of public sector jobs, the pension is a lot better than anything you would get out in the private sector. You know, times are changing and it's got a little bit worse, but it's still very good. But ultimately, this is where crypto came into it. In 2017, when I caught the vision of Bitcoin, I transferred some of my self-invested personal pension, or I transferred all of it into Bitcoin. And that pension...
Also risk taker, you see.
all my pension in Bitcoin.
Your role model.
Well, all my private pension in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And that's done obviously really well. I think I got the money in roundabout. At the time, I didn't even get it in that low. I got it in at like 10,000 a Bitcoin. Obviously now it's 90,000. So that money's times by 9. And it means that I don't have to stay with the fire brigade for the pension. I'm able to, you know, pursue other things. So it's a good thing, but, you know, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm not sailing off into the sunset with a private yacht just yet. It's all still to play for, but it is really nice to be your own boss, have a bit of financial freedom, and live in Dubai.
Yeah,
I'm really enjoying Dubai.
And so when you come here with your family, how easy was it, like, to say settle, find the apartment, you get in your car and stuff like this?
Yeah, so
schools.
Because I've been here on holiday, and we were moving here in April. I knew the weather was going to be hot, so I was a bit sort of worried about my kids because I don't want to be exposing them to 40-degree heat.
How old are they now?
So my oldest is 5. So when we moved here, he was 4. So my oldest is 5 now, and my daughter, she's 1.5. But yeah, so they're young. So we wanted to live in the most convenient location that has things to do when it's still very hot. And that's why we moved downtown, and our apartment building is attached to Dubai Mall. So
you have a nice apartment. Huh?
Yeah, it's a nice apartment. It's in a serviced hotel.
Yeah.
It's a very reputable hotel.
Yeah.
There's only so many service hotels attached to Dubai Mall, so you might be able to figure it out. But yeah, we living in a serviced hotel is also a real treat. We get housekeeping, you can get room service,
The gym,
the gym,
other coffees. You can walk through the mall to the cinema.
Yeah, all there for you. And so, when it is hot, the fact that you don't have to be outside too much if you don't want to. And if you do go outside, you're just walking from your air conditioned car to wherever it is you're going quick. It does get really hot here, guys. But we also went back to Europe for 2.5 months in the summer. So that was really nice too. So we missed the worst of it. We were gone for July and 3 weeks of August. So, or June, July, and 3 weeks of August. So,
and the thing is, when you live in a service-based apartment, the nice one, the contacts you're making.
It's crazy. The people that live in my building, the people that live in my building are some of the most impressive people I've ever met. It's funny. You just get chatting to people around the pool and things like that. And, next thing you know, you're talking to a hedge fund manager who also owns tropical islands in the Indian Ocean. It's like, it's crazy. You're like, wow, who are you? And then they also have, manufacture some things and have factories in India and stuff like that. And you're just like, so it really does. You meet a lot of entrepreneurial, spirited people that have a lot of good things going on. But I will say this, the best thing about living in Dubai, the best thing is just how safe it is, how you don't have any worry about your valuables. And also, since I've lived here, I can honestly say I've not seen one single piece of antisocial behaviour.
Yeah, you don't. Zero.
Zero.
Doesn't matter what areas you go to.
I mean, you might see perhaps a 7-year-old running in the mall, but that is like the level of antisocial behaviour or something. And that's not even a bad thing. Yeah. So, but you definitely...
all these nationalities coming together.
These nationalities coming together, you think it could be a little recipe for miscommunication and people getting upset with each other, perhaps, and not understanding each other. But, I think basically, the people in charge of Dubai, the leadership, they really have created a wonderful
amazing
place
you talk
to
about,
live.
I get goosebumps all the time. Yeah, it's amazing.
I think sometimes in the West we hear things like, "Oh, this person got arrested for this ridiculous reason," but no,
just bringing it down in the end.
Let me tell you this: they know what they're doing, and if people are getting arrested, it's for a reason. And if they weren't strict here,
people wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here.
We wouldn't be here. It would be chaos. But because. And if you're strict, you don't have to be strict that often because no one's stepping over the line. Yeah. Whereas if perhaps in Europe things are a lot more lenient, then people aren't so worried and they step over the line all the time, and you have to, you're always playing catch up with the criminals. So it's, nowhere is perfect, but Dubai is it has a lot of good things going for it, and I do feel like, because I've only been here 8 months, I'm perhaps still in the honeymoon period and stuff. But genuinely, the original plan was to just come here for, the tax year, be tax efficient, and then maybe go somewhere else. But now that I'm here, we are really thinking, I kind of want to stay here.
That's for most people. Me too. I wasn't planning actually to stay here actually my life. And then month and month and goes on, I think, wow, this is my center,
Yeah, there's so many positives. It's really hard to give up once you're here.
Amazing. Tell me, so you have also invested in properties in the UAE?
I haven't yet. I'm just renting at the moment. A lot of people here do the property thing, and many years ago, I actually was a lettings agent in London, so I am a little bit familiar with the industry. But I'm 100% crypto, and however, I think one of the mistakes I've made in previous years is once I've cashed out of the crypto at nearer the peaks, I've then hoarded the money rather than investing it and diversifying a little bit. So I would consider definitely buying a property for myself out here, and also an investment property. I'd need to research it more, because from talking to a lot of different people, I've met a lot of people in real estate since I've been here, and you hear slightly different things of what the best option is to do, or where to invest, or where are the places that have the most potential upside. And it seems like buying off plan early is kind of like the way. Branded off plan early, that seems like the strongest recipe for success. But I've also met a few property developers out here where they're buying villas and renovating them and doing really well.
Very good market.
Yeah, so I could even be tempted to do something like that.
Because most people, families who are coming here, they are looking for something like newer, modern, and the most units are like, say, a bit old-fashioned, so have to be renovated, and they want to move in straight away.
Yeah.
So it's a big demand. In, like, say, villas cost, say, from 4, 5, 6 million dirham upwards. Renovate them and then rent them off or flip them. So it's a big market, and especially also the off-plan. Yeah, prices are always going up all the time, but the demand is there. We're Damak Lagoon. It's like the number one at the moment, and people buying, investing there. So it's only going up.
Do you know, like at times, when you drive around, you see so much development and so much building. It almost scares you, because you think, there's so much.
There's so many
supply.
people coming here.
But that's the thing.
So many people in all kinds of industries.
So many people.
So everyone of all countries, and there's more countries and more people. And when you are here, you're happy. You tell your friends, and then maybe half a year later he comes and he tells his friend, and even if they're not living here fully, they can just come and get the residency, get the business, and they can just travel the world.
Listen,
so it's so easy.
Somewhere in the world, there's governments just making fatal mistakes
all the time,
and it's pushing people to Dubai all the time. So in London, in England at the moment,
USA now more. Mexico's happening as well.
Canada,
Canada.
People, they want stability. They want, they don't want crazy high taxes, and Dubai is literally benefiting. They're doing things right, but a lot of countries are doing things wrong, and it's pushing people away. And so, for example, with me, if the UK government, if they just tweaked the rules on crypto, I could have stayed. If the rules for how the taxes and the accounting of crypto works, like there's some countries where crypto isn't treated like a stock or a share, where it's just basically treated like a currency, and moving crypto from one to another is just like swapping dollars to euros. But when you switch Ethereum to Bitcoin or Bitcoin to Ethereum, that's a taxable event. And so, if you're trying to, utilize the volatility in the crypto market and benefit from the fluctuations, then you just get hammered in taxes in the UK just because you switched your Bitcoin to Ethereum.
But don't you think if it would have been like that, you wouldn't have the opportunity to live in Dubai? And you think isn't your life better? The quality of life for your kids, school, things you can do with your kids. Do you have that all in UK? The weather, all these benefits. If we wouldn't, I look at myself, I always wanted to live in another country. And if COVID wouldn't have come at that time, I might have not made that jump in that time. Maybe I would have waited, or I would have gone somewhere else. I don't know. I wouldn't have experienced the UAE in the end.
In a way, it definitely has been a blessing. But
you would have kept your maybe trading. You would stayed as a fireman in the UK, and you maybe wouldn't have experienced more of a life. What you're doing now, what you're building here now.
Yeah, it's true.
The potential, the people you're meeting in your apartment, for example, in the pool.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, I did. It's sliding doors type thing where you go down this path, and all of a sudden you're seeing better fruit on the trees, and it's a beautiful path.
And we're here now. You would.
Yeah, it's mad. But in Dubai, there's so many people that are here for success, and that they've made success, and they're bringing the success with them, and the entrepreneurial spirit here is so strong. And I so I have a little YouTube channel. My hobby is watches, so I have a little YouTube channel. And I did that in the UK, but since moving here, the infrastructure for like YouTubers is really high because you have these like podcast studios everywhere. And it's helped me just take my YouTube channel to the next level.
Yeah, you posted one yesterday. It has 2,600 views already. What's the channel called?
It is Watch Collecting _101. So
Watch Collecting _101.
Yeah, see the link below.
Yeah.
But it's just a hobby. But crypto's not all, with crypto works in these 4-year cycles due to the Bitcoin halvening. And so you get these amazing bull runs, then you also get these crazy bear markets. And so it's good to have something going on so that during the bear market, you can still be busy doing something that you enjoy that's productive. So that's why I do the YouTube channel. Well,
yeah, something leads to something in the end.
Yeah.
And just going back to the crypto, so you're doing your personal trading. So you have your residency, your bank account. So how does that work? How do you get it?
Yeah, it's really easy. I mean, when you move from the UK, my money can still be in the UK bank accounts. It doesn't matter where the money is. It matters where I am in regards to tax. And so, I still use the same accounts that I have. Sure, I've come to Dubai and I've set up my Dubai bank account to, make ease of life better here. But it's still fundamentally, nothing really changed in terms of having to use different crypto exchanges or anything like that. One thing that is really good in Dubai, though, is that there's lots of crypto money exchange places. So turning your crypto into cash or getting your cash into crypto could not be easier. And so that's been really convenient. Whereas in England, you always have to do it through the bank. And sometimes the banks don't like large amounts going through. Oh,
so
man.
You have to go to the
English
bank?
banks in crypto are a nightmare.
You have to go to the bank, or can you do it online?
So like in England, you can do it online, but there's limits on how much you can put in and how much you can take out.
Like daily limits in the end.
Yeah, daily limit and a weekly limit. And it's really quite inconvenient. I started using Revolut. They were better, higher limits, but still a pain. But I don't want to. I mean, I will name them. But HSBC, terrible. For crypto, HSBC is terrible. And I'm sure some of the other ones are equally terrible as well. But just so restrictive. Like, you try and send £10,000 and they flag it as fraud, and then you got to go down to the branch with your passport. And it's just like, it's just when this is your job and this is what you're trying to do, it's a real annoyance and hindrance. And it's I've had a lot of I think for a long time, like, banks don't know what to make of crypto, and fair enough, a lot of people do scams with crypto. So but ultimately, if I want to send £10,000 to Coinbase, I shouldn't have to be going down to the branch with my passport and ID because it's been flagged as fraud when it's a transaction that I've done.
Your own transaction, your own money, your own work.
Times. Yeah, I've done it dozens and dozens of times. So, like, anyway. But, do you know what, though? I think I bank also with RBS, and that's got, now, I don't know what's happened, but basically you transferring money from RBS to Coinbase. From Coinbase to RBS it's instant. And so I think, although I've got this traumatic memories of HSBC, I think perhaps things have improved because with RBS, which is my main bank, it has been a lot easier moving money out. I think moving money out is not so bad, but it's when you try and move money into these exchanges, it gets quite difficult. And I mean, like, for example, in the UK at the moment, you're not even allowed to do leverage trading. So Binance can't operate its leverage trading there. So there was a period where you could do it, and then they sort of cut it. And so, yeah, it's very limiting. Very limiting.
Here it's so easy. You get your residency, you got your personal bank account, you do your trading, you cash out, or you can go to the crypto exchange company to cash out your crypto, or other way around. Simple.
Couldn't be
tax-free.
Oh, couldn't be easier.
And you can still be anywhere in the world if you wanted to.
Yeah. It really, and it's pretty fun going to these crypto exchange places and getting big bundles of cash for your crypto. So
we have one next door to our office. Yeah.
I'm like their favorite customer. But yeah, so yeah, there is it's just common sense, like Dubai is just so business friendly, so crypto friendly, and they benefit from it.
Yeah, 100%. And so you're also thinking to do your own consultancy, maybe, or you're already like say coaching your own.
So yeah, I do
in the end, because you have something. I also came to you about some questions which you guided me, because you have.
I helped you, didn't I?
You helped me to set it up because I've gone into it a bit, to get more knowledge about it. So it's very interesting, and I think everyone needs to dive into it, even if they're just doing a bit, just to get it, because it's a future, and you need to know it.
Yeah, you can't save your way to financial freedom. That's how I look at it. You need to invest. And what better thing is there to invest in than one of the fastest growing technologies in the world? It's getting adopted quicker than the cell phone was getting adopted. Every day, more and more people are downloading Bitcoin wallets. Every day you're reading this company's putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet, or this country's going to start holding Bitcoin, or this national wealth sovereign fund is going to start holding Bitcoin. And so the ball is out of the barn, and it's not going back. Like, we really have reached escape velocity, and Bitcoin will never go to zero. Yeah. And it will have a greater market cap than gold one day. And if it's going to do that, then there's still a good 10x in Bitcoin. So it's not too late. It would have been nice if you were earlier. But, when I started in 2017, I felt like I was late. Time's your friend with crypto. And you got to be careful that it's volatile. You can't stomach the volatility. Maybe it's not for you, but if you just dollar cost average, as in buy a little bit every day, every week, or once a month, then you get in at an average price. And with time, that average price goes higher because it's higher lows and higher highs. Because it's benefiting from that adoption, because it's a new technology, because it's finite. You can't make any more. There will only ever be the 21 million Bitcoin. And guess what? Every year your dollar, pound, dirham is worth less because of money printing. If people want to understand Bitcoin, you kind of have to understand the fiat money system and how they just create money out of thin air through whether it's quantitative easing or through loans. When a bank lends someone money, that's not money that they have. It's money that they're allowed to create to give that person. So it's lending money, if you're a bank, it's a great business, and they just have to keep a small reserve. But ultimately, that's why banks are so keen to lend out money, because it's new money that gets created. But I love crypto. You got to know what you're doing. And unfortunately, we live in the world of information, the age of information. And, the internet's out there. There's a lot of useful information on YouTube. But some people still find it daunting. They know a bit, but they don't know how to get started. So that's where I thought I'd come in. And, after guiding so many friends and family through it, I quite enjoy it, to be honest. And it's quite rewarding. And so I thought I'd make a website and offer my services. And it's really just giving you a little roadmap, talking you through and a game plan, helping you understand the 4-year cycle, putting you in touch with good YouTube channels that are good sources of information, good people to follow on Twitter, helping you understand the importance of the 4-year cycle, dollar cost averaging. A lot of people know about Bitcoin, but they know that there's more returns, more potential returns in, the other crypto projects, the smaller ones. It takes a lot of money for Bitcoin to double in price, but Pepe or Dogecoin takes a lot less for it to double in price. And so you can multiply your money a lot quicker with those coins. But obviously you got to know a little bit more what you're doing, and you have to take profit. You have to. Sometimes the hardest thing in crypto can be hitting the sell button, because when your money's doubled, tripled, quadrupled, I've had coins that I've bought that have times by 50. Wow. You're buzzing, you're euphoric, you're happy, you're taking screenshots. But instead of taking a screenshot, why don't you sell some? because it goes down as quick as it goes up. Yeah. A lot of these coins are just hot air. Bitcoin's the real thing, but these other coins, they're not the future of finance. They are fads or trends, and that's fine. You can make money on them, but you have to sell, because a lot of trading, a lot of the stock market fluctuations, it's all one thing that doesn't change is human psychology. And we love buying things when things are going up, and it's what creates these bubbles. So you also have to be able to sell.
But that's where the niches and then the end effector is it. You open your consultancy and you can support people.
Yeah, just that's it. I don't have a crystal ball, but I do have 7 years experience,
course,
and this is my third bull run.
That's what I've also told you a few times. Like, you see a lot of YouTube videos, but most of them are just promoting the cracking links, for example. That affiliate, and then they make money, but you don't really get the real information somehow, and you don't trust, because it's just like a clickbait thing, so it's hard to find. Yeah, sometimes
it's this really simple little questions of like, what exchange should I use?
Well, there's
and that's the one I can help with, or like, wait, how do I
start?
Yeah.
Just like make it easy, like you said, like as a baby, because we don't understand it.
What's sometimes the first step? What's the second step? Sometimes it's as simple as people don't even realize that they can buy 1/100th of a Bitcoin.
Exactly.
They think, Bitcoin's 90,000. I've missed it. I can't buy one.
Exactly. But, because they explain it so complicated, so you don't even start, or you watch 100 videos before you think, okay, but I haven't learned anything, and that makes it so hard.
It's funny. So I got into crypto because of a friend who I went to university with, American guy. Shout out to you, Seth. But he, if it wasn't for him, I would have got stuck. Because maybe I can think of like half a dozen occasions where I called him and just asked him little questions, and he'd already gone through these problems. And I remember like the first time sending Bitcoin from one exchange to the other, and it took like 15 minutes. You don't realize that like that's normal. Yeah. And so for 15 minutes, I'm like, crap, where's my money? But I text him, and he's like, oh no, that's normal, dude. It takes a little time. Give it 15 minutes and it'll be there. So I was able to calm down a bit, and lo and behold, there it was. But so it's none of this is rocket science, but it's like me going to the gym for the first time. It is a bit daunting. Yeah. You don't know what you're doing, so that's why you get a personal trainer.
Exactly.
So I like to view it that for my friends and family, I've been able to be a bit of a crypto personal trainer. And it's fun, like crypto changing my financial situation. But wow, the reward, the feeling of reward that you get when one of your friends or family is able to change their financial situation. There's a guy in the London Fire Brigade who he could see that I was doing quite well for myself. And, was asking me about it, and he took an interest, and, I was able to tell him what to do. And, luckily he was asking me about it when the market was quite low. So I said to him, look, now is actually quite a good time to buy. And he took my advice, and he was buying Bitcoin when it was 20,000.
Last year. Or year before?
Before.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So, now it's gone up to 108. Who knows what it's going to do this year, but I'm sure it will go higher. And so for him, who has always rented his whole life.
How much did he buy?
He put in originally £10,000.
Yeah.
Okay. And since then, he's been buying, I was telling him to just sort of average into all the altcoins.
Yeah.
So he put £10,000 into Bitcoin. So that's, pretty much timed itself by 5. And then he also has quite a nice little altcoin portfolio. I don't know the specifics of what coins he bought at what prices, but he's been buying since 2022. So he would be up quite nicely already on that as well. But that should really take off a lot more this year when we get the altcoin season, which, guys, is imminent. Get involved. This is last chance before things go crazy. Once Trump comes into office, you got to get this video out before then so they know. But once Trump gets into office and he starts putting into practice these policies of good, solid, clear regulation for the crypto industry, people in charge of the SEC who understand and are pro-crypto, will he do a Bitcoin strategic reserve? He said he would. So we'll see. But if he does these types of things, it's going to be unbelievable for crypto. Oh, it's exciting.
Exciting, eh? more to come. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think so? Also, like the potential of starting businesses here, it's still very huge. If you say you're starting with the watches, for example, just starting your YouTube channel, if you're looking to do the coaching for the crypto scene, having people here or through friends and referrals. So there's always like a demand of something.
Yeah. There is a demand. A lot of rich people in Dubai. So if you've got an industry that caters to rich people, it's good. I mean, it's all here for you because there's such low barriers to entry in terms of like tax and regulation. It really couldn't be any easier to get things going. And so for me, this year I am laser focused on the crypto, because it's, in terms of the 4-year cycles, this should be where Bitcoin hits record highs, and we get that euphoric blow off top. Who knows how high it will go? No one has a crystal ball. A lot of smart people out there, but whether it hits 200, whether it just goes to 150, no one knows. But it will definitely go higher. And so I'm focused on that. But because cryptos, you get crazy bear markets, I do need to also be working on moving the YouTube channels forward and having capacity for these other things, because crypto, once it's dead, you don't need to touch it anymore. You can almost
leave it and
cash out, go away, do other stuff and wait for it to come back. Now, I say that with Bitcoin, you can just hold it forever because you might not want to risk losing your position. You might, long term, it's not going away and it will go higher. Yeah. But even with Bitcoin, so far every halving it's pulled back, 85%. Next one, it was like 80%. Then it was like 75%. So maybe it'll pull back like 70 or 65% this time. But those are still pretty brutal pullbacks. But then, a lot of people just like to hold it because they don't know where the top is. They don't know where the bottom is. So they just hold it because they know long term it's, and that's what I've done with the Bitcoin in my pension. Just left it, don't touch it. Also because actually the UK government has banned having Bitcoin in your pension. So I'm allowed to have it there because I had already bought it before it was banned. But if I sell it, I can't rebuy it. Okay. So that helps me just leave it. They'll probably change that one day. But another tip for people, if you want Bitcoin exposure in your tax-free vehicles, whether it's your Roth IRA or your ISA, if you're from the UK, or there's probably a tax-free vehicle that people can invest in for stocks and shares in Germany, maybe.
Probably as well. I couldn't tell you.
But anyway, there's a company called MicroStrategy that basically owns $40 billion worth of Bitcoin. So if you want exposure to Bitcoin, just buy shares in that company, and you can benefit from the fluctuations of Bitcoin in a tax-free way. So yeah, pro tip.
So is there anything you would tell someone, like a friend or who's watching the video, if they are thinking to make a change in their life, what they should do?
Do you know what? Like, we are all products of our environment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if you live in a crap environment, you're not helping yourself. Yeah. Obviously, we're all responsible for our decisions, and you can't blame everything on your environment. But, at the same time, you've got to understand how human nature works. And, they say, show me what someone's like. To know what someone's like, show me their, 5 closest friends. And so, moving to a place like Dubai, definitely the environment's not going to be what's holding you back, unless you're hitting the beach clubs every day or something like that. But there's so many, there's so much opportunity. There's so low barriers. One thing I would say, because I do want to be, balanced, but there is competition out here. Yeah,
it's like 3.9 million people population.
Yeah, there's competition. There's a lot of people that are motivated here. So but that helps you raise your game, and
100%
makes you sets the bar a little bit higher for yourself. So just
if someone would make the change and he's stuck, would you say just do it? Just make it today, tomorrow, and not wait before you. If you wait too long,
what are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for? Because doors will open.
What are you waiting for?
And you're a perfect example of a risk taker.
I waited before,
Waited too long. You should have done things beforehand as well, or was it the right time?
I think because I'd been through 2 bull runs before coming out here, it really just helped me know, like,
you have something.
Yeah, but I don't personally know anyone who's done what I've done. It's not like I had a roadmap for me, but I just know it's possible. Dubai is tax-free. You can move here, and I think seeing a few YouTube channels and people explaining how possible and easy it is. I follow this one guy on YouTube, and he would always say, go where you're treated best. And don't get me wrong, like I love... There's a lot I love about England, about London, and I wish you could put take the best of Dubai and the best of London and put it together, but you can't. And the UK government are ridiculous with a lot of policies that they have regarding crypto, regarding taxation, and I feel like they've forced me to come here just so I can create that economic freedom, because it'd just be a lot harder in the UK to do it. And and then obviously since moving here, I realised how pleasant it is to live here, and just how having all the sunshine. And for me, like, it's just crazy how like every day's a pool day. Like, do you know what I mean?
You're your own boss. You can work. You're working anytime, even if you're in the pool. You're doing something in the end if you wanted to.
I've a fair bit of stuff on the laptop by the pool, but like, because it gets warm here in the summer, it's never so warm that it's not nice to be in the pool. And so that was when I was here during the hot time in the summer. Like, I would be swimming lengths in the pool, or as my exercise and things like that. And I love it. It's amazing. Like, because in England there's not many pool days. In fact, I can count on one hand the amount of times I've been in an outdoor swimming pool in England, and it's not a pleasant experience because the water's always freezing cold. But here, it can be a boiling hot day, and you just get into the water in the pool, and you just feel so good. It's
refreshing, and the blue sky. It's like what was this? It's January. Look at the sky every day, blue sky. You wake up with a blue sky, with a warm. It's a blessing. It's a true blessing. And then you're like surrounded by this environment, the work, the safetyness, the people. Everyone wants to do something. It's and it's always moving. moving forward, the pace.
The pace, and another thing that I really love is the convenience.
Yeah, amazing, huh? You get used to it. You think about your own country. Like when I was just recently back in Germany for a few days. Oh, terrible, the convenience. Everything closed. You couldn't get anywhere, no, like restaurant closed, supermarket. You have to wait till the 3 days till the barbers opens again.
Yeah,
like
it's mad, isn't it?
it's
Or
mad.
like if you're from Spain, like, you know, when I go on holiday there, it feels like everything's closed half the time.
Still is closer, yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. I just pinch myself sometimes, just like the convenience of everything. Don't get me wrong, you do have to learn how to utilize the convenience.
Yeah.
Like there's apps that you get,
Yeah.
that everything's on there. But yeah, okay. So one thing that makes Dubai so good is it's not like everyone moves to Dubai. And I mean, this is something that I think is a massive plus, but not everyone would perhaps agree. But one thing that makes Dubai so good is that we're all here to work, yeah, or to better our lives, you know. And you don't come here and then automatically get given, you know, like the Dubai minimum wage or something.
Yeah.
You know, you work, and people are here to improve their lives of the families back home. So say, for example, you know, a lot of the migrant workers from Philippines or Pakistan and things like that, you know,
they work here, get the salary, and send money back home.
They're not
because
here,
in their home country they have no jobs.
They're here changing the lives of their family back home. When I've spoken to them, they tell me how there's just no opportunity back home in their village. They would you know, there wouldn't be anything for them to do, and they'd be on like $2 a day or something like that. And then here they're able to earn, you know, multiples and multiples more than that. However, for us, say Westerners, and for the Emiratis and for the wealthy people, they're able to benefit from, for us, what is low wages. You know?
Of course, but you have to also.
But for them, the people that what we feel are getting the low wages are earning the high wages, because compared to what the people are getting back home, so they're changing their lives of their family back home. We are changing our lives because we're experiencing this convenience of cheap delivery, cheap services.
We're using it more.
And we're using it more.
You're using it more. You're providing them a job. Or if you're creating a business, you're like, say, you're creating a business and you're taking a risk. You're taking your own investment to create something and to give people work as well.
So here's an example. Here's an example. So I have a nanny, which is probably one of the single best things about being in Dubai is having a nanny. And, you know, she's a lovely person, part of the family. And we pay her 3,500 dirham a month, which works out about £850 a month.
Yeah.
So you would never get a nanny that cheap in England.
Couldn't find one.
You couldn't find one. And
and then it would be.
And yet the nanny's able to support her family back home. She said her daughter.
She live with you?
She lives with us.
Yeah. She got a nice apartment. What you want more?
Yeah,
and she getting a salary, and she had food. You know?
Her daughter works in a like Marriott or a Hilton in Manila, and is on $100 a month.
Yeah, $100 a month. And working in a Manila in a Hilton,
and she's housekeeping. She's like cleaning. You know, it's hard work.
8-9 hours a day.
So it's a massive win-win. But it's a massive perk of Dubai is that you get this for what, you know, want of a better word, and in our perspective, you get this cheap labor. You know, this you get people helping you for amounts that just you wouldn't be able to get in England. You know, these people, you're changing their lives as well, because
100%.
Their families and
100%.
And also, you know, and when you say, like with our nanny, like when you do find someone, you know, you got to look after them. Like we pay for her to fly back.
You pay. Yeah, you
pay for them to fly back, visit their family. You pay for the health insurance. You pay for.
But she has a very good, decent salary actually. plus she has accommodation, plus she getting food, and she has a crazy nice family. You know, she can't have it better. That's
She
fact,
likes us.
because I've been through 100 maids, I can tell you that. And I know a lot of clients and people who also have maids and looking for maids. So, you know, she has a perfect life, and you just give a sample of the daughter there, you know, and we get a lot of comments on our channels, on our videos about like the workers here, that's like slavery and stuff, but it's not true. People don't even know the system and how it works. They just have to look at their own country, you know?
Yeah. So I remember watching a documentary in the UK. I think it was maybe like a panorama documentary, and it was going down the whole bad treatment
Showing
of
the bad side,
migrant workers. But it was about the workers that are in the construction industry. And that documentary, I think it was probably filmed like 15 years ago. I think in the past, things did happen, you know, there were companies taking advantage, but the government, you know, it's had time, it's stepped down on that, it's clamped down on those things. And I think there's a system now where all these construction companies, they have to pay their workers through the government.
Exactly.
bank.
WPPS payment, salary payment.
Yeah.
If not,
So that way the government can see that everybody's being paid, because there were issues. And so the perception that a lot of people in the West have of the bad treatment, it's I think some of it was exaggerated for the purpose of these documentaries. But also it has improved since then.
It has improved.
It has improved.
And the thing is, if you fire a person or he leaves, you have to give him leave salary plus his salary. You know, so it's a law. You have to do it. There are lots. So
and these laws have been in place for quite a while now.
Yeah, you have to do it. You have to do it. So the thing is, what people think from the outside, if they've never been here or just on holiday, just talking bad about it, which is not true. Of course, comments help the videos get more views. Thank you for that.
Like, subscribe.
But it's not true. You know, it's like everyone benefits from everything. And even if you have, for example, like an Indian or Philippine worker, sometimes because of the education is not so high, you might have to hire 2 or 3 people. So the salary you're giving them, you can get, say, a European as one person, you know? So it's just average. So everyone is helping each other. And if they don't, everyone is free will here.
Yeah.
If there's no other country to go to work, to get money, they come here.
Yeah.
So,
and there is competition, because Saudi Arabia is doing a lot of building. There's a lot going there. Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait. These are all thriving countries. But, you know, and Dubai has to compete with them. So that's why, you know, these people are happy to come here, because Dubai does do a good job at competing.
And their own countries, like I was in India 2 times now. And if you see that they're like the people, like you said, what they earn and on the streets and stuff, the government can't even take care of their own people. So they have no other choice to go somewhere else to bring money back to their home country, to their families. And then they have good families like you from the UK who give them a good salary, a nice home, food, you know, and positive vibes. So what can you have better? You know? So it's a win-win situation. And if they're not happy, they can look for another family. They just have to put in the work. They have to learn English more, you know, so they can stand out to the other ones. It's so easy.
In Dubai, knowing English is very helpful, because it really improves your work.
Yeah, 100%
options.
you need.
Look, and Nanny, she her English is good, but sometimes I wish it was better. Like I'll ask her a question and she gives me a yes or no answer, but it wasn't a yes or no question. So I know So
but the kindness you have, where do you have that?
Yeah, she, you know, it's. I think one of the reasons why, I mean, I don't want to generalize, but Filipino nannies are so well regarded is because they have such positive, smiley nature to them. So she's part of the family. We love her. So it's you know, my wife's perspective, she was looking at, you know, I'd go to work. She was a stay-at-home mum, and you know, she's at home. Sometimes I'm doing a 12, 13-hour shift at work. So she's had the kids on her own for that long. So I'd come home and you could see she's sort of ready to pull her hair out. But here in Dubai, you know, because she's got the help with the nanny, it just makes it all so much more manageable, having that extra pair of hands. And it's really improved the quality of our life.
Yeah. Thank you, Stuart. We're a great one. This one.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm a talker.
We should do. We should do.
I'm a real talker.
Another one. Dive deep into the working environment next time.
Yeah. Yeah.